What's good, my people? It's your boy, the Boxing Lowdown here, and I'm back with another video. Now, people, as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like, and I'll happily get back to you. Now, will this be Gervonta Davis's last fight with Jake Paul on November the 14th? If you go by his tweets, which he always puts up and then he deletes, but if you go by his tweets, then this may very well be his last fight. Now, on X, he was posting, going back and forth with Shakur Stevenson. They had a heated exchange, which Gervonta Davis tends to do. And then he was going at it with a couple of fans as well, basically going at the sport, saying how the sport doesn't treat fighters right and all this stuff. And then a fan said, why don't you just retire then? And then he said that he will. He said that this will be his last fight against Jake Paul. Am I to believe him? I just don't know Gervonta Davis anymore. But yeah, he said that November the 14th, Jake Paul will be his final fight. And I'm just going to say it right now, people. I think it should be his final fight. I think he really should just retire after this because he's clearly fallen out of love with the game. And boxing is a dangerous game to be in if you're not obsessed with it, if you're not in love with it. And Gervonta Davis has clearly fallen out of love with boxing, man. And it's been like that for a while. I've tried to say this to some of the Gervonta Davis hardcore fans out there, which are, a lot of my friends actually. He just doesn't have that interest in boxing anymore. And he's been pretty clear and upfront about it. He said, I only want to make my money and get out, you know? And this is a great cash out fight for him. Jake Paul, going to be on Netflix, right? Going to draw a lot of attention. No matter what we think about it, it's going to draw a lot of attention. He's going to make a lot of money from it. Fair play to him. Do you know what I mean? Not watching anyone's pockets. And if you're able to make that money, then by all means, make your money, get out, be safe, and, move on. But I think that for boxing's sake, he should retire. Do you know what I mean? Um, I was a big fan of Gervonta Davis when he first got into the game. Tremendous talent. But overall, he's just been very disappointing. Hasn't lived up to his potential. Doesn't want to make the fights that the fans want, and then he goes at the fans for even asking for him to take part in these sort of fights. I mean, he was in a division that, could you believe it? Like a few years back, they had the nerve to call these guys the new four kings, right? The likes of Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney and I think Lopez as well. Whoever, they called these guys the new four kings. Like, unbelievable, right? Gervonta Davis has got no interest in taking part in that. He doesn't want to fight the best guys. He fought Lamont Roach, should have lost that fight, took a knee, didn't get counted as a knockdown, got fortunate to get the decision. Doesn't give Lamont Roach the rematch he deserves in that because it was a draw, actually. Now he's cashing out with Jake Paul. Fine. But, I think the issue with most boxing fans is that you want to have the rewards of fighting guys that we don't want to see fight. And then you go at other guys that do fight the guys that like the competitive fights. So I just think that probably it's best for him to retire. If you're falling out of love with the game, the way how he proclaims, then by all means you should retire. Disappointing in terms of his career and what he could have gone on to achieve with the talent that he has. I mean, he's achieved a lot. He's achieved money. He's won a world title, but it could have been so much more. But it is what it is, man. Boxing will move on. Boxing will happily move on. Like, boxing has got a lot of great fighters right now anyway. So it's not going to miss Gervonta Davis, especially with how he's been acting over the last few months, years, and so on. So if this is his last fight, all the best to him. Hope he does well in terms of his investments and, can live a happy life. But boxing will gladly move on from the likes of Gervonta Davis if it is his last fight. So let me know what you guys think of it in the comment section below. Is it just him, tweeting and, doing what he does and then deleting it and then next week say whatever? Who knows, right? But I think it should be, the way how he's been acting recently, I think that this should be his last fight. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below, people, and I'll catch you on the next video.